I've been taking creatine every day since I turned 60 in early June, and the biggest change wasn't in my muscles, it was in my brain. If you're tired all the time, foggy by 2 in the afternoon, and losing words in the middle of a sentence, this one is for you. As a nurse who's lived with autoimmune fatigue for years, I'm going to show you what creatine actually did for me. The one benefit nobody warns us about, and whether it's even worth the money. Because if you've been told this tired, foggy feeling is just part of getting older, I promise you, there's a lot more to the story than that. Here's what surprised me the most. Creatine has this reputation as a young guy's gym supplement, the stuff you take to build big muscles. So for years, I just ignored it. That was a mistake. And I want to save you from making the same one because creatine isn't really a muscle supplement at all. It's an energy supplement. Every cell in your body runs on a tiny fuel called ATP. And creatine is like the backup battery that helps you make more of it fast. Your muscles use it, sure, but so does the hungriest organ you own, your brain. And if you're over 50, fighting fatigue, brain fog, or an autoimmune condition, that one detail changes a lot because your cells are probably already running low. So let me tell you what actually happened, starting with the thing that I felt first, my energy. If you live with autoimmune disease like I do, you already know this isn't a normal tired. It's the kind of tired where you sleep for 8 hours and wake up still exhausted. I lived with that for over 20 years while I was told my labs looked fine and nothing serious was showing up. What I understand now is that an inflamed body burns through this cellular energy faster. The furnace is running even when you're sitting still. So you're making less fuel and spending more of it. That's the deficit so many of us are walking around in. Within a few weeks, the bottom of the tank feeling I'd get in the late afternoon started to soften. It wasn't a jolt, it wasn't anything like a coffee jolt. It was more like the floor under my energy stopped dropping out from underneath me around 3 o'clock. I still had to sleep and eat right, of course, and pace myself. But that hard crash in the afternoon that I used to get, that I'd built my whole day around, it got quieter. And when you've spent decades running on empty, quieter is a big deal. That was the first real sign for me that something was genuinely shifting in me. And now I want to be honest about what I actually used. I used Thorn Creatine, the pineapple orange flavor, because it tasted good. I picked Thorn because it's third party tested and it's plain creatine monohydrate, which is the form that's actually been researched for decades, not some fancy blend. I'll drop the link below if you'd like to see the exact one that I used. And one thing I mean from the bottom of my heart, creatine isn't a one size fits all. If you have kidney problems, or you're pregnant or nursing, or you're on regular medication, please check with your own provider first, especially with autoimmune disease in the picture. But like I said at the very start, the energy wasn't even the biggest change for me. The next part was. The change that honestly caught me off guard was the mental part of it. It was the brain fog. If you felt real brain fog, you know how unsettling it is. You can be mid sentence and the word all of a sudden isn't there. You walk into a room and forget why you came in. I've stood right in front of my own camera and felt the file just not open in my head. During conversations, the same thing happens. And for years, I just chalk it up to stress or getting older or just being busy. But here's the piece that really finally clicked for me. Your brain is only about 2% of your body weight, and it burns through around 20% of your energy. So, when you're not sleeping well, when you're stressed, or when your body is busy fighting inflammation, your brain's energy supply is one of the first things to dip, which causes your brain fog. Creatine gives your brain more of that backup fuel that it can use. And some of the most interesting research that I've read on it isn't about muscle at all. It's about thinking clearly in people who are short on sleep. For me, that afternoon fog lifted enough that I actually noticed it. Words are coming a little bit quicker. My thoughts are feeling a little less like walking through mud. And that matters to me more than any muscle ever could. Not that keeping your muscle isn't important, but if fatigue and brain fog are two things that you fight the most, that's exactly what I built my free autoimmune relief and energy workbook around. It's the simple daily energy support I actually lean on myself. And it's sitting free in the description for you if you want a real place to start. Now, here's the real benefit that nobody warns women about. And it's the reason I think we may need more creatine even more than men do. After 40, our bodies start losing muscle quietly in the background, and it picks up speed as estrogen drops through menopause. Less muscle means less strength and weaker bones and a slower metabolism sitting on top of everything else. And here's the part almost no one tells us: women naturally store less creatine in our bodies than men do to begin with, and we tend to eat less of it too. So a lot of us are starting the race a few steps behind. Now, did I turn into a bodybuilder after I started this when I turned 60 in June? No, not even close. I don't want to. But paired with some of the gentle strength work, my muscles seem to recover better. And I actually feel like I'm holding on to them instead of watching them slip away. So I really feel like this is working. And that's really the goal now. Not both, just staying strong enough so I can carry my own groceries. I can get up off the floor on my own 20 years from now and doing a lot of things with my grandkids. And one quick note: if you have an autoimmune condition, you can skip the old school high dose loading phase that you might read about. You don't need it. Just a small daily scoop, somewhere between 3 and 5 grams. I take 5, and that's plenty. And it's a whole lot gentler on a sensitive gut. I always say start low and go slow. Give your body time to get used to it. And let me clear up the fears that kept me away from this for a lot of years, because I don't want them costing you the same time they cost me. You've probably heard that creatine is a steroid. It's not. It's a compound that your body already makes on its own and that you already eat in meat and fish. You've heard it wrecks your kidneys, maybe. And in healthy people, the research just hasn't borne that out yet. Although I'll say it again, if you do have kidney disease, that's a real conversation to have with your provider. And that water weight everybody panics about when taking creatine, that little bit of water goes inside your muscle cells, which is exactly where you want it. It's not the puffy bloaty that people imagine. And yes, I ask myself the honest question too: was any of this just in my head? Was it like a placebo effect? I did wonder that. This wasn't just one good week that I got excited about. It was a floor that stayed under me now for 2 months. So here's how it all fits together. Creatine didn't fix me. And I would never tell you it's one tub of powder is going to fix you either. I'm still working on this, but autoimmune fatigue is quietly draining the same cellular battery that your muscles and your brain both run on. Creatine is one simple, cheap way to help keep that battery topped off. Think in patterns, not a magic bullet. This was never one lever for me, and it still isn't. And it turned out to be a surprisingly good one so far. And I'd really love to hear from you on this one. Tell me in the comments below, which of these hit closest to home? The fatigue, the brain fog, or feeling your strength quietly slip away. And if this helped you to connect the dots today, go ahead and give it a like and subscribe so that more women like us can find it. And share it with someone else in your life who's been told their labs are normal, but still knows something is off. That workbook I told you about is waiting for you in the description below whenever you're ready for it. So, creatine gave my brain more fuel to run on, and that foggy afternoon finally started to lift. But it wasn't the only thing that helped me to clear it. There's one simple remedy that I've stumbled onto that did more for my brain fog than I ever expected. And hardly anyone is talking about it. I broke down exactly what it is and how to use it in the video right here. So watch that one next, and you'll walk away with two ways to fight the fog instead of just one. Remember, your body isn't broken, it's burdened. And when you understand those burdens, you can finally begin supporting your body in the way it's needed all along. Please take care of yourself because you deserve to feel better. And remember, we're all in this together. I'll see you in the next one.